full swing kit is a mixed bag launch monitor right now. Like, it was built for outdoor sim golf, but now it's being used at the TGL, the biggest indoor golf simulator league in the world. You've got the user interface and iOS compatibility, which are slick and would match nearly any launch monitor out there. But some of their pricing and their marketing and their sales is like trying to solve a riddle. Let's try and cut through the BS in this review and see what the full swing is actually doing well, not so well, and whether it's worth buying for indoor or outdoor play. Here's a quick rundown of our golf tech review rules before we start. We try not to give any empty praise, so we avoid buzzwords like it's amazing or it's a game changer. Equal focus on the flaws, so the good and the bad get equal airtime, and we try to give practical takeaways. So how will this device improve your game? You've got their inbuilt screen, which is a color screen and looks way better than other inbuilt screens on the market, like the e-ink screen you get on the iMini or that ugly monochrome screen you get on the Bushel Launch Pro or GC3. Until recently, I would have said it's the best built-in interface on the market, but then the Garmin R50 was released, so yeah, full swing has to settle for second place now. Seeing your data on the full swing screen means you don't need a second device like an iPad if you're playing at the golf course or at the range. Everything can be done on the unit. This brings me to full swing's strongest selling point, which is outdoor play. You've got this built-in screen to read all the data. You've got the OLED screen, which can easily be read in bright daytime or low light, like at dusk. You can also read your data from an Apple Watch or an iPhone if you're out in the course, and I'll touch on that iOS compatibility later. The full swing is a radar unit, which means it captures the full flight of the golf ball outdoors, and its readings are not interfered with by sunlight, unlike some of those camera-based launch monitors. You can also customize the order of the data tiles on the full swing kit screen, so you can prioritize metrics that you care about most. And the unit itself will fit into a standard golf bag, and you could set it up and play within 60 seconds or less from our experience. So when you combine these points, what you get is a launch monitor that's very suited to outdoor play, unlike many of the launch monitors that we've tested so far. Now, the virtual range is a recent addition, as they were initially targeting outdoor users. As I said, that means you will get 3D ball flight, you're going to get the flight trajectory and the shot shape, which is realistic, and you can split your screen into the driving range and the shot data, or driving range and dispersion zones. There's a bit of flexibility there, but there's not much else going on. It's bare bones. Now, will it improve your game? Yes, seeing how you can visually shape your shots and combining that with your data metrics and dispersion circles, it's going to improve your understanding of your swing mechanics and your club gapping and your missed tendencies, whether you're going left or right or short or long. But the important thing is, Full Swing have mentioned that they are adding challenges and games to the app soon. I would like to see them add performance improvement tools like you'd see on SkyTrack Plus, like that practice randomizer or the shot optimizer, which gives you instant feedback on your launch conditions. Now, some of the 5K price tag does get paid off with this video replay feature. So that's every one of your shots is getting a clear 1080p video replay automatically recorded and saved to the cloud. This is a very good feature because it means over time you can build up this library of your swing, watch it evolve, and it works really well with teachers, so you can easily send those swing videos across email or socials with just 2 clicks on the screen. And in our testing, there was no frame drop. The best part is that you can slow down each video, so you can view your swing in slow motion at 1/10 of the normal speed or 240 frames per second, so you can see all of your errors in your swing frame by frame. Now, one problem is the angle of the video. It's from the ground because the full swing camera is on the ground. So that means you or your coach won't be able to see the swing plane that you would see with a down the line type video. It just makes it a little harder to assess things like club path, hand position, and shaft angle changes throughout the swing. This is one for you obsessive Apple fans out there. Full Swing Kit is definitely the most integrated launch monitor we've seen with the iOS ecosystem. You can use your full swing through the iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch, and audio feedback through your AirPods. So you're going to have flexibility to access your metrics anywhere and easily switch between devices depending on your setup. The audio feedback on your shot data was actually my particular favorite, so you can make quick adjustments without needing to look at a screen.
Carry 150 yards.
Now, you can start playing virtual courses immediately with Full Swing, as they include access to 5 virtual courses and practice ranges on the external simulator E6 with your purchase. I would say the E6 graphics are around 7 out of 10. They're way above cartoonish simulators like Awesome Golf, but below a top-end competitor like GS Pro. But for me, 5 courses just seems a little stingy. Competitors like Bushnell, SkyTrack Plus, They'll make you pay a subscription fee for access to virtual golf, unlike Full Swing, but at least you're getting access to lots of courses when you pay. In Garmin R50's case, you're getting 43,000 courses, so I think Full Swing needs to make a change here. For GS Pro, you have official integration with Full Swing Kit that was added in, I think, 2024. And of course, you're going to need a PC to play, and you can find the minimum PC requirements on our accompanying review article. Now, if you've been on Full Swing's website, you might have noticed they have their own simulator courses. These are actually the courses they are using in the TGL League. But you might also have noticed that it's not clear at all how to access them with your Full Swing kit. The marketing for this simulator software is vague at best. It took me going back and forth with their support team and rereading pages to figure out that their simulator courses, which look great, are hidden behind a big wall of fees and subscriptions. To access them, you need to buy one of their studio packages, which gives you everything needed for an indoor simulator setup, like a hitting mat, like a net or projector, and their preloaded Full Swing laptop. But the cheapest package for these with the PC, that comes in at $7,000, and that's with a net. If you want the projector, that's $9,500. Like, not only is that really expensive, but it doesn't make sense for most of us, as we already have a projector or a net or a mat or a computer, etc. To maintain the simulator access, you need to pay an additional $499 per year subscription as well. So suffice to say, we haven't tested these simulator courses yet because it's so expensive. Hopefully their marketing and sales teams can come together and rectify this by releasing an option soon where you can just access this software. So you're getting these 16 data metrics with the Full Swing, and there's no need for club stickers. So Full Swing is one of those rare launch monitors that gives you all of the key club data points to improve your game, like club path, face to path, face angle, and attack angle. So how is this data going to help you? Well, you can eliminate guesswork on what's causing bad shots. You're going to get that clear data back reasons for those misses, like swing direction and shot shaping, which is going to help you improve quicker. Now, we don't do direct head-to-head accuracy comparisons anymore because you can't make like-for-like comparisons between launch monitors. Launch monitors, they measure data in different ways, particularly radar and camera-based units, and their technologies often interfere with each other, so putting them against each other won't give you really reliable results. Also, using a single launch monitor, whether it be TrackMan or GC Quad, as your benchmark isn't perfect because they also have their flaws. So if you prefer that kind of test, there are plenty of other videos out there for you to look at. Instead, we focus on consistency. Does it measure shots the same way every time? And does data match what our pro golfer knows about his game? Outdoors, the numbers were basically spot on for our pro. The carry distance, the spin rates, everything was pretty much matching up, which is what we expected from this radar unit. Indoors, most readings were matching expectations except for chip shots under 40 yards, where we saw some no reads and inconsistencies, particularly in spin and spin axis and carry distance sometimes, even while using the RCT golf balls. So this isn't a one-off issue. We've seen that other golfers have reported it, and at Full Swing have acknowledged that they are working on it. That said, the unit was consistent overall. We tried intentional hooks and slices and some draws and fades, and they all registered reliably, with only those occasional issues on the short chips under 40 yards. Right now, the Full Swing kit is retailing for $4,999. That's near the top end of these mid-tier price brackets for these units. Let's compare against Full Swing's main competitors. So it's equal to the Garmin R50 at that 5K number. It's more expensive than the Unicry Mini at $4,500 and less expensive than the GC3, which is just at $7,000 at the moment. What you will get out of the box without a subscription is the 16 data points we mentioned, and those data points and a dispersion chart will populate when you hit shots, but you will need a subscription to see the virtual range. You're also going to get the built-in 4K swing camera, access to E6 in those 5 courses, and the audio playback of those shot data. The subscription model is called Premium and it's $99 per year. And I do have some problems with the subscription model for Full Swing, but I'll get to that in our limitations section. Within this premium subscription, you're going to get the virtual range. You'll be able to view all of your historical data and averages from your previous sessions. You get unlimited cloud-based storage, and you can share all your data with your coaches or your friends. As I've mentioned, you need to pay that ongoing $499 per year subscription to maintain access to that Full Swing in-house simulator. That's if you go down that route of paying for the studio package. Okay, let me vent on this subscription model. Firstly, you've got to pay a subscription to see historical data. I mean, this pissed me off. Paying $5K and then you've got to pay an extra $99 per year subscription to see all your historical data, like your sessions. I know it's not a lot and I get it, they need to make money, but I feel like once you take the shot, that data should be yours forever. Secondly, it seems kind of cheeky to charge the subscription to use a virtual range. It's not like the range comes with all the bells and whistles of a SkyTrack Plus virtual range, which is subscription free by the way, with performance tools and club graphics. I don't think you should be paying ongoing subs for virtual ranges in general, and I hope the market doesn't go that way right now. Bushel Launch Pro, Full Swing, MLM2 Pro and Trackman who are doing this, I hope that doesn't become a popular play. Now, the indoor setup space of radar units like Full Swing is an age-old problem. They need a lot more space than camera units. Full Swing needs to be placed a minimum of 10 feet behind the golf ball and then add in 8 to 10 feet in front of the golf ball. So you're looking at a minimum of 18 feet required indoors to set it up. Camera units like Unicore iMini, GC3, Bushel Launch Pro, SkyTrack Plus, they can work in as little as 10 feet if you don't have that kind of space. We touched on it briefly, but you've got the 4K camera video replay and the range, which is excellent, but the Full Swing is light on other game improvement features. Things like target practice and skills challenges or tools like bag mapping should be added, and fun features that you can play with your friends, like close to the pin, like long range competition that you see on competitors like Unicore, like GC3, Mevo Plus, SkyTrack. Also, I would like to see maybe speed training. These features would close the gap for game improvement. This is where they're lacking. I would also like to see a club graphic as a feature. This is a visual representation of the club face at impact from the golf ball, and it's something you get with the Garmin R50, Unicore iMini, iMini Lite, GC3, Bushel Launch Pro. Seeing this data visually helps you identify the common shot patterns faster, like a slice, and visual learning is just going to speed up improvement. Full Swing has all these key data points, so it's just a case of putting the visuals up, I feel. Now, we talked about data metrics earlier, but I want to point out a metric that is missing that you find on competitors. That's descent angle, which you can get on the GC3, Bushel Launch Pro, Mevo Plus, Unicore iMini, iMini Lite. This is the angle the ball is approaching the ground, and understanding it can give you control over your approach shots so you can go at pins with a bit more confidence, especially on firm or fast greens. So for metrics, I think that's the one I feel they could and should add. The Full Swing is really suited to outdoor golfers. Golfers are going to be practicing outdoors on the course or at the range. This is where it shines really. The table we showed at the start of the video shows all the reasons for this. If you're a pro golfer who doesn't want to pay Trackman prices, Full Swing is one of the better choices for you, because having spoken to a lot of distributors, the Full Swing kit is very popular with pro golfers who want that reliable, accurate unit you can use indoors and outdoors, and which is also built for coaching with the clean interface, the video replay, data export integration with OnForm. On the flip side, for golfers also working with an instructor, you have all those features like the video replay, OnForm, and the data, so it's a very good match if you're working with a coach. Your coach can see the numbers, the videos and progress from anywhere, so you can develop from their notes even when you're not with your coach. If you are an iOS fan, there are no other launch monitors with this level of iOS integration. And we do like that you can assess performance pretty effortlessly across devices, so it's making your practice way more streamlined. If you want those built-in game improvement tools immediately, Full Swing have just added a virtual driving range, so they are a bit behind. Now, if you want more virtual course access, Full Swing kit is only coming with those 5 E6 courses, and that may be too little if you're an obsessive simulator player. Now, if you have limited indoor space, I would look elsewhere, because the Full Swing kit requires that adequate room, around 18 to 20 feet of total room depth inside. If not, you're going to struggle to get accurate readings. And if you need Android compatibility, look elsewhere, because the Full Swing kit is only designed with iOS users in mind. You can check out our in-depth article review, which we've linked to in the description, and that goes into more minute detail on some of the Full Swing features. And I've also linked to our launch monitor comparison tool and filter tool if you need to narrow down your options further. And you can also check out our other reviews and comparison videos on this channel. Thank you.